So the goal for this one is to kind of do a little tutorial. We're going to do like I wouldn't recommend doing Naked Brutality if you're just getting into Rimworld. But if you've been playing for a little bit, you did Crash Landed, and you'd like to try one of the other scenarios, Naked Brutality is probably one of my favorites. So if we look here, the 4 scenarios, Naked Brutality here, you're going to start off alone. So we're going to go over what kind of characteristics I'd want to choose, and if I'm just starting Naked Brutality, what kind of tile I'm looking for. So first, let's just look at the mods here. We've got quite a few. These are just quality of life type mods. So they don't really change a whole lot of the game, except for they make it more enjoyable for me to play. But you're welcome to play with these or any other that you have. You don't necessarily need to have these exact ones, but we're going with these ones here. So we're going to do a new colony today. Hey, welcome in, Gabriel. Excellent. Planning for future trips. So we're going to go with Naked Brutality. We'll go with Cassandra Classic, even though I do like playing with Randy. Cassandra is fun because if you're just starting Naked Brutality, you know when you're going to get an animal coming in, you know when you're going to get a single raider, and then you can kind of predict your schedule. No medieval mods on this run, I don't think. Did I have that? Those were a past one. No medieval ones on this one. So we're going to go Naked Brutality. No, I wasn't enjoying myself playing them, so I stopped. I'm a big proponent of play what's fun, and I didn't like all the excess research that was involved in them, and it seemed like a lot of them were from past versions of Rimworld where you had to like chop trees down, you had logs, and then you had to convert those logs to planks. It just seemed like too much work. So it wasn't a whole lot of fun for me, so I stopped playing them. I really enjoy the game how it is, vanilla, without a whole lot of mods, and 1.5. So if they made like an updated version where you didn't have to do all that junk, then I probably would play it. I also really enjoy playing the game where I get to use guns. So melee isn't my favorite. I would probably need to rethink a lot of the way I do combat, because I really enjoy the kiting aspect when it comes to fighting. And I found that when I was just playing with swords and stuff, I wasn't able to get the same out of the game. So it's just my personal preference. So we're going to go Cassandra. We're going to do custom difficulty here. If you're just starting, let's see, I think 100 is Strive to Survive. Like when I first started, I think I started at Strive to Survive because I wanted to play the game at 100% threat skill. But I also came in with a background of some real-time strategies. So there's nothing wrong with starting Peaceful Community Builder. I play these styles now with my daughter. They're a lot of fun too. And you can always, in the middle of the game, update it. So that's a nice setting in Rimworld. So we're going to play at the hardest difficulty. Losing is fun, which changes all these settings here to be a little bit harder. And then we're going to increase this threat scale, which makes the raids even larger, 500%. So this makes us really need to focus on wealth management. Hey, Barenberg. Happy weekend, buddy. So with that, we're going to do commitment mode, and I play no pause. Just the way I like to play. What threat level is Blood and Dust? Let's take a look. Custom Blood and Dust is 155. So 55% higher than like the 100% threat. And then Losing is Fun is 220. Default. And then we throw it up to 500. Welcome in. Fire Lord is I. I really like the color-coded mods too. Yeah, no problem. No problem. So we'll not touch any of the others, and we'll hit next. And we'll just pick a random seed. Doesn't matter a whole lot. We got Juliet. And population, we can just leave the rest defaulted. No, because this is no biotech, there are no child raiders. If you had biotech enabled, then you can have children. But since no biotech, no children raiders. So we hit generate here. So when I'm picking a pond, let's pick this out first. So temperate forest is what I'm going to recommend, and I'm going to recommend a grow period near permanent summer. It doesn't have to be like this one here. 50-60 would be fine. It's above freezing on average, but we're going to look to be near the purple. Purple is our traders that we're able to trade with right away that have some technology. Yellow are the tribals. We were able to trade with them because they're neutral, but purple, we want to be near them. And we don't want to be on one of these nice paved roads because they add wealth to the tile. So temperate forest here or over here even would be fine. Heck yeah, Baronberg, you're going to play it along with us. Excellent. So year-round growing here is good. Next thing I like to look for is the stone types. I like having 2 stone types. It doesn't really matter at this point that I've been playing, but when I first started, I liked having marble, either sandstone or granite. Now it doesn't really matter to me. I don't really have a preference, so just 2 is good. Sandstone and granite, great. So we're on nearby a road, which is going to make it so we can trade with them kind of quickly. And it looks like we've got these pirates over here. So we're going to pick this tile. It's year-round. Looks like 47 degrees Fahrenheit, 9 Celsius is going to be our low on average. And our high will be somewhat warm. This will be fine because we'll use Duster at some point. Another thing I like to do is down at the bottom, there's an advanced tab. You can change the map tile size. I like doing the larger of the medium. And we're going to set that. So, talking about pawn. When I am doing a naked brutality, there's only 2 traits that I'm looking for. I want, not 2 traits, skill levels. I want construction 4 or higher and plants 4 or higher or something like that. I also want a pawn that kind of has a passion for those things because they're going to be doing it a lot. So this mod that I have is called Random Plus. It allows me to put some filters so that when I hit random, it'll skip pawns if they don't have those filters. So I'm going to load one of my pre-built ones because I also don't like gourmands and I don't like pyromaniacs. So we're going to skip those. We want a single passion construction at least 4 and plants at least 4. I guess one other thing that we're going to go for is medical. If you get a pawn that gets the flu or something early on, you want them to be able to have a chance at healing themselves. So we'll put 5. It's going to make it maybe a little difficult to roll 2, but we'll find out. So, I mean, if I had a really good pawn where they could cook, that's fine. We almost can just eat raw food for a little while until maybe we get someone else to join us. Or we can even set up a campfire, make some food and stuff like that. So we'll just show you how to do that kind of stuff. We'll increase our reroll limit to 2,500. So let's see if this can find one of these guys. So we were able to find one, but they're going to come as a wimp pessimist. So we're going to skip that. And if you're interested in a little bit more of like the traits, I explained that in another video. I'll put a link to this because I am intending this to be a kind of a guide to naked brutality. So I'll put a link to that in this video as well if you want to see that. So this pawn, it's going to start out as a nudist. So they're going to get a mood increase because we're going to start out naked. Construction 4, plant 6, and great medical. This is a great starting pawn. So exclamation join. We're going to go ahead and pick a random name here from the queue. Gryphon, all right, you are male pawn of age 28. This is a great, yeah, I agree. This is a nice pawn. The nudist kind of becomes a little bit of a negative once you get clothing and stuff like that, but for naked brutality, great pawn to start with. So we're gonna hit the start button here. Things that we need to prioritize is getting a little bit of food and then finding a shelter. Once we got those 2 things done, the next thing to do is create a trap for us in case we do get a raid so that we can use that trap to defend ourselves. And from there, it's just kind of getting things prepped so that I don't have to manually control anything. So those are going to be our first 2 things. So food, secure a place to live, and then get traps down, and then make it so that we get to what I call an equilibrium state. And once we're there, then it's highly focusing on research. From that point, there's two different ways that I tend to play a naked brutality. One is if I only want to keep one pawn, the game's going to try and give us lots of joining pawns to add into our colony. We could either be really picky on that, or we could just take kind of whoever comes. And it just depends on what your goals are. We're going to keep this one to be a solo pawn unless we get what I call an S tier pawn. And there's some traits that make a pawn S tier. For example, tough, industrious, joggers. Those are pawns that I consider like S tier. If we see a pawn come with one of those traits, we'll grab them. If they don't, then maybe we'll just strip them of their clothing and use their clothing, and that'll help us. So one thing that I highly looked for when I was just starting this was to get a pawn that was good at shooting. But as I've gained knowledge in the game and my ability to play, I don't necessarily look for the shooting anymore, because my pawns are going to learn how to shoot over time, especially going for the construction 4. We're going to be able to put traps down and use those traps. You're going to get smaller raids at one single pawn in small colonies. So we're not going to have to worry about shooting down 10 raiders or anything like that. Typically, it's going to be single or double raids, and we'll just be able to handle those with some traps. We're starting here. You'll notice I'm going to hit some toggles on the bottom because I want to not automatically set our home zone, and I want to see the grow areas. So first thing is just we need to get some berries. So tell them to harvest, and then we're going to look to see maybe where there's already kind of like pre-built area. And I'm seeing this right here. It's also right next to this grow area. So we're going to utilize this as our starting little area. So we'll put down a stockpile right here. And then we're going to tell them to chop some wood over here. So let them get some berries. Tryphon's got those. Haul them. We've discovered the ancient danger. We could even pop that at some point and use it because it'll be nice inside of there. But that'll increase the wealth of our tile. You'll notice that I do have the wealth management mod running here, and it shows us how much wealth is on our tile. 1,000 is amazing. That's like, there's almost no wealth on this tile. So we're going to get very small raids. So while Tryphon's doing that, we can say we're going to put a door there, and we'll put a little doorway here. And we'll maybe put one... Nope, that's good. And then we'll set a little trap tunnel right here. Super easy, just in case we get some sort of raider. We do have a cougar here. I have Rim HUD turned on, which gives us a lot more information here than if we didn't have it. But I turned off the ability to see if the animal is hungry and what they're attacking. So that gives us not as much knowledge. If the Rim HUD was turned on by default, you'd see how hungry this animal was, and it would probably be okay right now. But once it drops to like 30%, then it goes and hunts whatever's nearby. So we'll just have to pay attention to that for Tryphon. Other things that we're going to need are a table, a chair, and we want to get him some recreation and a bed. Those will be our main things to start with. Yeah, Tryphon needs a table, otherwise he gets cranky. So while he's building that, we can go into our priorities and manually adjust these. I like bed rest to be higher so that I can manually control it. Since we're the only pawn, we'll set that one to warden. We're going to prioritize plant cut and grow above everything else, except for cooking. At some point, we're going to put construction here, but right now I'm going to leave it as a 3 because I want him to get some wood chopped down so that we have less running back and forth. I like to put smithing and tailoring at 1. We're going to get rid of art because we're not going to do that here. And then we leave research at 3 behind everything else being done. It is a war crime for sure. So once Tryphon's done with that tree, I'm going to right click and I'm going to hold shift down, prioritize. So he's going to do that and it's going to put it in the queue. He's going to gather all the wood, bring it in there, and then he's going to finish building these things. We're going to go into his schedule. We're going to throw some rec down here, sleep, and we're going to get rid of anything there. We're also going to get a little light going for us, just because Tryphon likes light. I see what I did. I'm going to lower the construction so that once he's done chopping that, he's going to come right in. Tryphon, thank you for the gifted subs, man. To Chill Mods and Ferdy 1984. Any tips for a random run? There's a mod out there that allows you to completely randomize everything. That's a lot of fun. Have you tried that? If not, I recommend giving that a shot. So after he builds that, he's probably going to eat these berries, which is good for us. He's happy right now, naked. He's got low expectations, happily nude, initial optimism, and he's got a passion for the work he's doing. He's a happy guy. Some other things that we're going to do is we're going to manually control if he needs to tend to himself. We're going to put the attack, and we're going to let him carry some herbal medicine. Yeah, there's a randomize everything mod. It's kind of fun because all you do is you click a button and then it drops you in. You can even have it set to randomize which scenario you're going to be playing, or you can specify which scenario you want it to play. Tryphon, you are a nudist. That is your only trait. A medieval slave and a paramedic. We're going to put our spike traps right here. Or we could go out this way. I think I'm going to go this way. The one thing I like to do is control our home zone, and that's what I hit that earlier. So we're going to tell this area needs to be clean. Tryphon, you need to go ahead and fix that door before you start moving on. You also need to fix that chair. There you go. Hit that up. Let's pause the bed so that you can get the door built. Doors are important. And the reason I'm putting the bed there is I'm going to put something right behind his. And we probably need to chop one more tree down before he gets to that. So he's going to do rec. I'm going to say no. We're fine with no rec right now. His mood is really high because we just dropped in. We want to get that tree down so we can make his bed. It is currently 1600, so it's 4 p.m. He's got plenty of time until he's going to start wrecking at 7. So we got 3 hours. Let's build that. You're not equipped with a log, but we'll probably get you one here shortly. You have 0 crafting, so we can't make you a bow at the moment. You're going to build a roof. And then we're going to change our normal stockpile to low. We're going to put it the lowest. And the reason we're going to do that is because we're going to set another stockpile right here for things that can be outdoors. So we're going to set that to preferred. And we're going to set that to raw resources, not plants. We want those inside. And not our gold and not our silver, which we don't have at the moment, but we will. Tryphon is really fighting this. He really, really wants to wreck, but we're not going to let him yet because he's going to wreck in just about 1 hour. Now he's going to wreck. He's watching the sunset on his first day. So we were successful. We got food. We got a place built. Now he's doing a little bit of that. We're going to do our next thing, which is security. We're going to create just a couple of these little traps here. And the way that we're going to secure that is we're just going to drop this down here like that. Then we'll be able to run out of this, but the enemies won't because we're going to throw down these fences, which make whoever raids in here, they're not going to see the traps. They're going to see these fences and be like, I don't want to jump over a fence. They're going to run right through our traps. The Tryphon's finishing up his wreck. Then he's going to get some sleep. While he's doing that, we're going to set a wood end table down because that's going to help him get more comfort, which is another thing that will help keep his mood up. Right now his comfort is pretty low. Makes sense because he's crash landed here. Then we're going to get him a dresser, which will also help. So far, Tryphon's doing pretty good. So after he finishes that, then we're going to set this grow area for some rice. And you need about 20 for one pawn. We're going to go a little bit extra, about 30, just in case if Tryphon is out there harvesting and he starts botching a lot of things, then we need a little bit extra. The nice thing about playing with a solo pawn, though, is if we need it, we can go out and get berries, especially here on this kind of map. We can also hunt, although that would not be great because we don't have any kind of shooting ability at the moment. So he's going to rest. We'll let him rest. We're playing no pause, so we have the ability to go 4 speed. Right now we're playing 1 speed, which means 60 ticks per second. I hit 4, it'll go up to 900. That'll make the time go by much faster. But other things that we need to consider, and I just dropped it down to 1, is we need to set some zones. Zones help out a ton when you're playing no pause. So we need to kind of think about what's going to happen so that we can put our pawn into those areas if we need to, or when we get multiple pawns. So we're going to create some areas. And the ones I like to do are inside, a work, a yard. If we get a yard going at some point, if we build a compound, we're going to need a compound. If we get some sort of animal that we want to use as a tank for us, we'll put a tank area. If we get animals that we don't want inside of our house, then I put this dirty area where they stay dirty. If we get something where we need them to do it right now, I do a do it area. So for now, we're just going to set our inside here. So if we need to set him to inside like that, another we could do is our work area. So we can go here. No edge. You mean like the edge of the map? That's what I consider this work one. So we could put him into the work, and then he's only going to stay into that work and not go near the edge. But right now, it's pretty easy to focus on just a solo pawn. So I don't necessarily need the work. Maybe we'll switch to when we got 4. Sometimes you'll get a storyteller that likes to drop something near the edge. You don't want them to go there. But when it drops in, it's forbidden. That's the nice thing. Another really nice feature in this game is the ability to allow unforbid all things. Everything on this map right now is unforbid, because when I right click this, you can see that it's unforbid. Community Patrol, welcome in. Thank you for the follow. Your stats on your pawn for something like this. How are your stats on your pawn? So when I set this up, I prioritized, I wanted construction 4, plants 4, and medic 3. And we just so happened to get, well, didn't so happen, we used random plus. And so random plus is a really good mod that helps you roll until you find those. So we found a pawn with a single passion construction 4, a single passion plant 6, and medic 9. And he also came in as a nudist. So he's going to be super happy right now, which is nice for us. So he's just getting his rest. Then when he's done, he's going to go out and he's going to start building the walls that we've got here and this furniture. We're going to need to get a little bit more food. So we're going to say harvest those berries too. And I'm going to say don't do that work until you get the berries and get that done. Now we're going to go speed 4. So he's going to pop up, build his roof, start chopping some trees down. He's probably hungry. There we go. He's got his berries now. Bring those inside. And he's going to kind of wait to the last minute because he wants cooked meals. Because he doesn't want to get food poisoned. But we're going to just allow him to have that for now. It's nice and warm right now, so we're not worried about getting super cold. Otherwise, we could have built a fire in here. So he's just getting some more wood to make these. We got 1 trap down. That doesn't really help us at the moment. If I wanted to, I could have put a trap right here and we could have used that. And we still might. We might put a trap out here because then we can just kind of run around. And when you get raided, pawns like to run around the buildings. They don't like to be out in the open. And so they'll hug corners and then they'll run into traps that you put along the edge. All right, so we need to get a little bit more tree down. Let's go ahead and allow that. Who's going to start growing some rice for us? So now these traps will work, because even if a pond comes right now, they'll go through that. We do have to watch out for the animals. So we still have that cougar, but he's gone way south. Red fox isn't as worrisome. They like to go after small game. So those are the two animals right now to worry about. Cougar went way south. He probably killed something. Like a rat or something like that down there. So we're going to get a little bit of extra wood. Because we still got some stuff to grow. Next thing to think about after we get those built is a research bench. Oh, it won't even let us right now because it doesn't have any wood chopped. Research bench. We're going to start researching. I usually go battery first. Although we're a solo pawn. So we can just go Devil Strand first, or we can rush to getting some sort of shooting. Although our crafting is terrible. So we're going to research. Let's start researching down towards assault rifles. Psychite T is a good one too, but our mood is so happy right now, especially with you being a nudist. So we're going to get some sleep. We're going to prioritize getting a stove. That'll just make things cooking more efficient. We've got the steel right here. We like mining. So we're going to go ahead and get some steel soon. We'll get a little bit of wood stockpiled. We don't need actually that much. And we also want to get some cloth going, even though he's a nudist. We want some dusters for when it gets really hot. So we're going to prioritize some cotton over here. We will also put down a spot for some smoke leaf. And psychite. Why not some psychite? That'll help us trade too. You can wear a sash. It's true. A sash isn't too restrictive. We are resting again. We got some stuff to do once we get up. We may or may not need a little bit more trees. So let's just go ahead and hit speed 4. We'll check the wildlife again. Cougar's still down there. Fox is nowhere near. Yeah, helmet is for sure allowed. In fact, you have a setting right here that we can go into for clothing. And we can set it to nudist. Keep trifling a nudist for now. Nakey is free. Now he's got his dresser. Yeah, and we can equip wood, so I held shift, so he's going to equip the wood. Once I learned that in this game, it was a huge game changer. Putting things in a queue. Just holding shift and then telling him to do something will do that. Because what I used to do before I found that out is I would queue him up for something, and like if I was managing multiple pawns, then I'd go do something else, and then I'd forget. 5% armor pin. Alright, we're harvesting some more berries. Bring those back too. They're not doing multiple trips. Oh, those were the berries that we had at the beginning. We don't need them anymore. We're going to cancel all the rest so he stays by. So we've got enough berries for a couple days. Rice is coming in. He's cleaning up. So now we're going to need to get some steel for this. 25 required. He was resting, but it wasn't time to rest yet, so I just drafted undrafted. Now it's wreck time. Hey, we got a buddy here. So they're tribal. They're gonna have some stuff. We could get a parka from them. Nah, we don't need it. We can go trade for some food, maybe. We don't have anything to trade though. We could harvest out this machinery and then trade that. But we're just fine. Like if they had a weapon, maybe we would consider doing that. Let's check the wildlife while we're sleeping. Cougars down there, red fox. So we don't have any bears. We don't have any major threats. Yeah, absolutely. So for scheduling, my recommendation is doing something like this. Sometimes you'll see people put work down. I never recommend work because the anything will take care of them doing that. So I do anything, 2 hours of rec, and then sleep. And if you do that, then they're going to stay pretty happy. Other things is look for pawns that have passion and only set their work to do those passions. Right now we have one pawn, so I'm having him do stuff that he doesn't like to do. But once we get more pawns, these things that he doesn't have a passion for, I'll take off. And they get a mood increase whenever they're doing something with a passion. So it really, really helps. And then the third and final tip that I'll say, community, is to use drugs. I was afraid to use drugs when I first started Rimworld, but they are so powerful. And so when I start using drugs, here's my drug policy, and I can load in what I usually use. So I'm going to use my regular drug policy. I like them to use Psychite tea, and they can do it every 2 days. I like them to use ambrosia every 2 days, and then I'll let them use smoke leaf and beer, and I'll let them do that every day. But here's only if mood is above. And so like Psychite, I let them use if their mood is under 72, ambrosia under 60. I only want them using smoke leaf if it's super low. This kind of just will stop them from having a breakdown. And beer if it's pretty low also. So those are my biggest things. And then mood management. So like if I'm seeing his mood is really low, I can come in and do a biphasic schedule, or I could just set rec everything, and then he'll go and do recreation immediately. And you want their rec to be high. You also, it's important to have their comfort level high because that'll affect their mood, beauty around them. So like for example, right now this room is awful. We're not going to do a whole lot right now, but we could create some furniture and we could make these planted pots in here, and you want your room to be impressive, and that'll help increase the mood as well. And then the other thing is he's eating raw food right now. He's not getting a negative from eating berries, but as soon as we get rice, he's going to get a negative for eating rice. So you want to just avoid those kind of things. And you could do that, and we're eventually going to set up a fueled stove. That's actually going to be what we're going to set here once you get some steel. And Tryphon's favorite, yeah, the jade. Jade fences help a lot with beauty as well, especially in a small area. So like if we had any jade on the map, we could have them mine it out. We don't have any visible jade right now. If I was on a dirt floor, one of my favorite things to do to create beauty, so let's say our room was right here, I'd go in and I'd set this to be daylilies. That would help out with the beauty, and it doesn't add any wealth to your map as well. But it does use their productivity. So you lose a little bit of production when you're doing that. Yep, flower pots. Flower pots are a really good one for hard floor. I'm going to put one of these down here. We're going to get an animal that's going to be upset soon. Just having that there is going to cause the animal to die. But I want him really to get this up first in case we are stuck indoors. Perfect. But now we're going to get some research done at some point. Now, we are going to have chance at food poison. Food poison chance is 5% for every meal that we make. But eventually he'll get better at it. And if he's... Oh, look at that. We got a bow gifted to us. Heck yeah. What a great gift. And a recurve bow to boot. So get that built. And then we'll build this trap. And then we'll just hang out inside. Oh, we might shoot at that cougar. In fact, we need to do that right now. Because if he's hungry... He's coming right at us. That's going to make him run away. Good. Hopefully if he gets hungry, he goes after something else. Like that rat. Little Miss Bink, how was your birthday? Welcome in. So 2 traps is really good. A 3rd trap is just going to be excellent for us. It's going to really lower our risk of dying. Our mood is really, really good. I have a mod on right now that allows us to see that. I think it's actually part of the default game. It just doesn't change the color anymore. If you look behind your pawn, there'll be like a little gray shade there. And you can see that our pawn's super happy, just not even clicking on him. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to set up a bill for this stove to create 3 meals for us. But you can see he's almost out of berries. So we're going to harvest berries. Ooh, that's taking us right over by that cougar. So we'll shoot at the cougar again. Oh no, Tryphon, you botched it. It's okay, we'll get some berries and then we'll try again. Pick up. Pick up. So I'm forcing him to pick up so he has less travel. I don't want him to harvest all of these, go back in, and then run around again. You can micromanage a lot when you have a solo pawn. Yuna, welcome in. Alright, so we are going right next to this, and that's important to pay attention to. We're going to shoot at him to see if we can get him to scatter. Now that we've got the bow. Actually, this is really close to him, so I'm just going to have our pawn go over here and mine. If he gets hungry, he's going to go after that rat. And I'm going to cancel these for now. We have enough food, it's not worth the risk. There's a raccoon and a rat closer than us to him. And I'm toggling between 1 and 4 just to get this done. And I don't like hitting 4 because I have it set so that if an animal comes at us, it's not going to slow us down. And so I need to be ready to run back in because I'm not going to be able to pause. Run right around. And so this is a little risky having him there. So I'm betting on our ability to be able to go from here into that door before he can get to us. Which it would actually be really close right now. Playing with fire, yeah. I am not risk averse. There's our mad squirrel. So we're going to haul that in. Squirrel's coming from here. We didn't get that built. So we're actually going to try and shoot this squirrel maybe once. And we're going to just hold that open. Come out here. Tell that to not be held open. Get 1 or 2 shots off and then we're running in. Oh, it closed on us. 1 more. Run in. And we just don't want to take any combat wounds right now. So Tryphon is free to do whatever he wants inside of here. He's just standing. Now he's cleaning his room. So we've forced these doors to stay shut. And he's going to be fine doing that. We can take some more shots at this little squirrel. Right through here. You've never done a brutality run. How luck-based is the beginning? It depends. So I talked about at the beginning of this, we prioritize getting food and shelter. If you can get those things done right away, then your chance for survival goes up huge. The next thing after that is getting traps down. Getting traps down makes it really strong. So like our chance for survival is really, really good right now. It would take, we'd have to get malaria and maybe something else on top of it. Because right now, that's our biggest risk right now is not having medicine. So we don't have any heal root. So we'll want to get some heal root mined up or harvested. And we'll do that next. But since we have medic skill 9, our chance of survival is really big. There's a way to make it so that like diseases are going to be a much smaller, and that's getting a pawn that is super immune. We didn't go for that trait. We did the nudist, which is going to be really, really strong because of our mood. So the next thing to really combat is mood. So you want to make sure that your pawn has some recreation. You want to make sure that their comfort needs are taken care of. So his needs are low right now, but as soon as he goes to sleep, it's going to pop right back up, and he's going to start recreating right here in 1 hour. So I would say, like, right off the bat, your chances of dying are pretty high. Oh, we just heard him kill that, so now we're good. He's going to be not coming after us. Chances of dying are really, really high, and then just doing these kind of things make your chance for survival go up quite a bit. So we can take a shot at that squirrel when he's right there. We just stand right there. Chance we're not going to hit him, but hey, maybe. Get back in. Lock the door. Release Tryphon again. So when he's breaking that down, usually they hit 3 to 5 times. So it's going to get not knocked all the way down. There, he went away. We can tell Tryphon to repair it. So he's recreating right now. I want him to get all of that. Then I'm going to hold shift and prioritize repairing that. For some reason, there's no space in your priorities list, only after they complain. Okay, so my recommendation is to set your recreation up like this as the base. So you want him scheduled to do anything, and then 2 hours of recreation right before sleep, and then sleep something can be anywhere between 3 to 7, 6, whatever. They're going to stay sleeping until they maximize it. So I could even set just like 3 spots here, and he's going to stay sleeping until he's done sleeping. So I can demonstrate that here. So now he's going to go to sleep once he's done repairing the door. And then he's not going to wake up. Well, he's actually going to wake up to eat a little bit once that gets super low. And so I would recommend having that set something like this. Now, if he gets super upset and I notice his mood's really down, I can just go in and set recreate the whole thing like that. And he's going to start recreating. And then I can change it back. And so that's how you can kind of game his mood. Oh, you forget to build everything. Yeah. Yeah, so that's important. I always put my horseshoe pin down right away. And I'll put a chess table down at some point for recreation. Oh, don't need it there. We're going to put it right there. And he can play chess by himself, so that's fine. So we still have the angry squirrel. Right now when I scroll out, I can't see that he's angry at us. I have a mod right now that's Camera Plus, and I'm going to go in, I'm going to adjust the settings so that when we have manhunters, we can see them. Also shamblers, but we don't have that enabled right now. But now I can see that he's red. I'm also going to lock that door again so we don't manually run outside. And then I'm going to go speed 4. He's going to wake up in a second to eat and then go right back to bed. Or he's going to stay up if he's above 80. Nope, he was below 80, so he's sleeping. Squirrel is no longer mad at us, so we can open this. And then we're going to look for some berries nearby. So there's those. We should be okay. Where did the cougar go off to? So cougar's right here. Yeah, I've done an ice sheet. I've done a solo ice sheet also. Okay, so we're speeding that up. We need to get some berries. We're going to go to the west to get these berries. So once you wake up, go harvest. Yeah, I finished it. The beginning part is really the tricky part. Once you get established, then it's just like any other map. You just gotta stay warm. All right, Tryphon, finish that. We're gonna say make a meal. And then we're gonna set up our bill. So we're gonna do until we have 3. We're gonna drop on the floor. We're gonna say pause until satisfied on 1. We're gonna lower the radius. Then we're gonna copy this meal, paste it again, and then we're gonna change it so the top one doesn't have any veggies. So that if we get meat, we're gonna cook meat first. All right, so now we're gonna be eating those. Every single time we eat, there's a chance that he's gonna get food poison. But eventually, he's either gonna get to where he's not gonna get us food poison, or we're gonna get another pawn. Build a room on a geyser. Yeah, I've also done the... Man, I get them confused. So when you get all the way up here, you can't even get a geyser. Sea ice. But ice sheet, yeah. So I've done ice, sea ice as well, where you can't even get the geyser. But the geysers are nice to build on too. I also really like that when I'm playing on the Boreal Forest, using the geysers. Alright, pick that up. Alright, and we're going to shoot at him, because we don't want him living right next to us. Run! Run, Tryphon! Perfect. Now we're going to hunt him. And then we're going to set up a butchering spot. And we also need to rebuild those right away, in case we get raided. So once we get that done, we're going to put a dump pile right over by our back door over here. And then we're just going to build a little butchering spot for now right next to that. And we're going to say butcher creatures. We're going to say do forever, change our radius to be smaller, and then drop on the floor. Cancel that one. We'll set that right back there again. So we've eliminated that threat, so our chance for survivability goes up quite a bit. We want this medicine. We're going to have him carry around medicine. I don't know what pocket he's going to put it in, but he's going to put it in a pocket. He's carrying our animal over here. He's going to drop it right into that spot. And then he's probably going to butcher it, because we've got that set to be #1 priority. The jail pocket, exactly. So we have one trap. We want to get another trap, so we need some wood. Just going to chop this wood by our house. He's also going to cook meals right now. So the way we've set it up is the first thing he's going to do is cook. Above all the other tasks. We could have hauled that in and then he would have done not as much travel to get it. In fact, when he's done with this, I'm going to hold shift and right click to prioritize hauling. And he needs 2 more meals. We have enough to make 1 more, so he's going to use that to combine. I'll do 5 of each. Oh, nope, he's using 6 plus 4. Perfect. So now we have our meals. He shuts that bill off. He should be carrying one in his pocket as well. Yep. And now he's got some berries, and he's holding those because I told him to. So I'm going to have him drop those. Transport pod. So now, here's our opportunity to get a second pawn. If they're really, really good, and they're not really, really good, they're a really, really good crafter, though. Oof. Alright. So we like guns, so we're going to go with them because they are a phenomenal crafter. Also a really good shot. So we need to get a second bed. Until we do, we're just going to put this down. We'll tend them. And then we'll rescue. We tended them on site, and you can do that when they're drafted. You can right click and tend. And then he's carrying back still 2 conditions to tend to, and he'll do that right when we get back because doctoring is near the highest of high tasks. The only thing he's going to do above doctoring is firefighting. And that's because we've got them set to 1. So if you're new to prioritizing these things manually, they do 1s first, all the way down to 4, and they do all the tasks from the left to the right first. So firefighting is our #1 thing that he's going to do all times. Right behind that is doctoring. We're also going to set that to mine. I'm going to take him off of getting the medicine because he's not got an infection or anything like that. So he wanted to do that. He wanted to use our medicine, but our medicine is in limited supply right now. So I can go in and change the defaults of the game. This isn't a mod, part of the base game. You go in and set everything to be doctor care, but no medicine. And that way we get manual control over it. Now we also have 2 pawns, so I'm going to increase our meals up to 6. And then we're going to try and get a bed built for him so that he can recover a little bit quicker. We're doing recreation. I'm going to say mine that out once you're done. We also need to build that. So 2 things. And then go to bed. And then we're going to set up a second bed right there. So you can have 4 beds surrounding a wooden end table. And then unlimited beds as long as they're in range of the wooden dresser. Right now he's getting a little bit of comfort from the dresser being attached to it with the sleeping spot. Comfort. Maybe he's not. He's not getting any comfort from that. I thought they did. Yeah, he's not getting any comfort from that. Okay, so I take that back. I just learned that. If you're using a sleeping spot, they don't get comfort from that. Good to know. Alright, so Tryphon's going to sleep until he's completely done. And then we're going to have him get some wood. He's going to try and make meals. So we have 1 more meal that can be made. He's going to do the meal first when he wakes up. Then he's going to harvest the wood. He's going to try and build a bed. And we can just do naked and afraid. We also need a name for a pawn that just joined us. So exclamation join if you'd like to be the name. He's our best shooter. I like to put our top shooter to the top right. We're going to have Tryphon drop that. We also need to give him some tasks. So we're going to prioritize things that he likes to do. He's also not a medic, so we're not going to do that. You can warden above Tryphon. We're going to set you to handle just like we are Tryphon, both of you 4s. You're a way better cook, so you're done cooking Tryphon. And you're going to be taking over these as well. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and pull, see who we get. Solaris, welcome in. And I like to put some mnemonics here. So this is our best pawn for social, so we're using that. Tryphon's our doctor, so we're going to put a doctor right before his name. Tryphon needs to drop his gun. You're going to be doing research pretty much once you're done cooking. So this is going to free Tryphon up no longer needing to cook. We need more rice though. So 20 spots about per pawn. We're going to increase this to 40 something. 45 works. And then we're going to get another bow made. And we're going to set that to only be Solaris. Alright, Tryphon's up. Tryphon's going to go do some planting. Once he's done planting, he's going to chop wood and then he's going to build us another bed. Oh, trap and then a bed. So when you're looking at these things, you can see what they're going to prioritize above other. So you can see... let's see, where's the traps? Fix broken down buildings, no. Uninstall structures, build roof, remove roof, construct placed frames, deliver resources, deconstruct, repair damage, remove floors. Fix broken down buildings. Construct placed frames. So that was the bed, and that would have been considered construct placed frames. I just always noticed they put traps before everything else. So the problem with the more is merrier thought process, when you're doing it and you're playing at 500% difficulty, food adds a tremendous amount of wealth that you don't realize. And so it makes the raids really hard to manage. So if you're playing at the maximum difficulty, that's why you want to min-max food. If you're not playing and you're playing one of the lower, then absolutely more the merrier. But when you're playing, like we're playing 500% threat, it makes your raids go up really, really fast. Okay, we don't need any more steel at the moment. We've got all of our traps made. We could put one more trap here. We've got enough of that. We're going to need one more research bench. We also want him to make another bow. Let's get more chopped out. That's why the combat ready mod. I'm not familiar with that one. Oh, that was nice of you, Tryphon. You were going to feed him. We're probably low on food. We have that meal and you're carrying one. Rice is getting close, but we're going to do one more round of berry harvesting. Perfect. We're done harvesting wood for now. We can get another chair set up. We don't really need it, but it's going to help with beauty. Our first raid. Slow learning, steadfast. He's preparing. So we have two options. We can go up there and shoot him, or we can let him run through our traps. We're going to go let him run through our trap. And we're going to get as much of that harvested before he comes. And we're just going to pop this door open right here. And that's going to make him come after us. Ah, interesting. Yeah, so I have a mod that doesn't tell us before, but it tells us right now. So this mod breaks down all the raid points. And so we can see that our two pawns, Tryphon was worth 15 raid points. Stellaris was worth 9.2. You get raid points from the total wealth minus your building wealth divided by 2. So we had 0 wealth from our buildings, from the wealth on the map. We got a decrease in raid size based on our adaptation factor, which is like if we experience death or anything like that. We had decrease in raid points based on the grace factor. We got 1, so didn't decrease any kind of raid on the strategy because they just are staging and then attacking. But our 500% multiplied it by 5. So we got a total raid points of 42. All right, here they're coming. So we got both pawns here. Tryphon, why don't you take a shot at them? We're going to have you go over here, close that door down. This guy should be targeting. We can't see who he's targeting, but he's probably going to pick up Tryphon. We can try and shoot here, and then if we miss the one shot, we'll run in. There's a mod that you need to see that. It's I'll show you in 1 second, or exclamation mods. Let's go ahead and get a little bit further away. All right, we missed our shot, Tryphon. We're cutting it nice and close. This pawn's gonna hit the trap. And we're going to, you have any clothes? Nope, we're gonna carry him away. We could also practice our medical skills with him. So we're gonna practice Tryphon's medical skills, but we're gonna drop him off over here. Visible raid points, and it was made by One Trick Pony, who also streams. Also loves to hang out in here as well. An awesome person. Highly recommend checking them out as well. Visible raid points. Excellent mod. I love it. So we're going to just drop them off over here, and then we're going to get some experience in medical. We get to practice our medical skills quite a bit. And that's going to... Tryphon's going to get a little upset because they're going to miss out on rec. So I can either game it, and I can change their schedule, which I need to do for Stellaris. Go ahead and do some recreation. And I can set it so that Tryphon's going to get that as soon as they're done. I'll just adjust their schedule so that they get recreation to keep it up high. But right now they're doing work that they have a burning passion for. I'm going to speed 4. Hey, Mad Pedro, welcome in. All right. So they're crawling away, but we'll just leave them. Either they get up and leave the map or something, or they die. Tryphon's going to come back in. He's going to go to sleep, but we're going to say he's actually going to need to sleep to 40% before we can even do it. We're going to say recreation. He's still going to sleep. Once he gets to 40%, we're going to wake him up and let him get some rec in. We have some jade, so we can improve the way that this looks a little bit now. We can also mine out that a little bit. And then we need to put some more. But we're playing against Cassandra, so we know she's not going to raid right now. Yes, we are playing Naked Brutality 101 right now. You're at the right place. Tryphon's sleeping for a little bit, then we'll let him get up and get some rec. Can we build bunk beds? We'd have so much more fun for activities. We would, plus Tryphon being naked. All the fun activities. Can we, Mom? Can we, Dad? Pretty amazing that we still haven't gotten any infection on this pond. A group of travelers, Victor and Dan. Oh, I'll bring that over too. All right, so we're going to set him to haul, and he should grab the animal. There we go. How much longer is on the animal? 2 hours. Get that done. Nope, right now. Yeah, that was from the cougar that we killed a little bit earlier. No longer cougar on the map. All we have is a fox. And he's way up there. Alright, so we're going to wake Tryphon up. Tryphon's going to go do some rec. And then we'll game the system and let him get some sleep, and then we'll set his schedule back the way it was before. 7. Yeah, cougar was tasty. Oh. Alright, so Tryphon, you want to get some sleep in now? Now that he's sleeping, we can set the schedule back. And he'll get all of his sleep in, and then once he's done sleeping, he'll be back to the normal schedule. And we're going to say, when you wake up, grab that good bow, Tryphon. And then Stellaris is going to grab the other bow. We still have a couple traps we need to put down. We got 68, so Tryphon's going to do that first thing after grabbing the bow. Oh, he's doing a chair first. And we're missing wood, so we got to go harvest some more wood. Yeah, that's why I switched the bow. I'm giving the recurve bow to our better shooter, and Tryphon took the short bow because he's not a good shooter. And so this guy's going to grab that bow. The only problem with him right now is he's still really banged up. Hey, I said to grab that. Everyone's a critic. Well, it makes it really easy to be a critic when you can see your skill level. If that skill level wasn't there, we wouldn't know. I mean, you did hit the cougar. Yeah, there's 3 different bows in the base game. You have a short bow, recurve bow, and then you have your long bow. Where's the long bow at? Great bow. Great bow is going to be your best bow. You start with the ability to make the short bow. As long as you have the crafting, and you have to research recurve bow. He'd hit that. Alright, bring that rice in. Tryfin's schedule is a little off. Once he gets to 100, he'll wake up and do other tasks. And we got all kinds of food. So I like to... It's not as important in here where we've got such a tiny little room. But I like to game this so that our cook doesn't have to move that far. And the way I do that is I set this to be critical for only meat. I set this to be critical for only veggies. And then I set this spot right here to be critical for meals. And that's going to make it so that when he cooks, he just drops the meals right there. They stay there. When they're hauling in stuff, they're going to drop the veggies right there and the meat right there. And then that means he just super quickly makes the meals. All right, we're going to make that chess table. Yep, the kitchen triangle, exactly. So as soon as he's done with that, he's going to mine out that, and then we're going to build a research bench right here. Haul that out. Haul that out. We needed 25 steel, which we had. So now we need wood again. So we can get this little areas real quick. Alright, so this guy's a little upset. So we can do our biphasic schedule or just set him to wreck everything. Recreation, everything. There, now we can recreate. And then we can set him back. Slaver. We don't need no stinking slaves. We could potentially get a slave. There's also a way you can game this. You can shoot one of the slaves if you see one that's really, really good. Sanguine is really good. But it's not S tier good. There's one more slave right there. Yeah, so we don't care for any of these slaves. But we could potentially trade our knife away, maybe the jade. Keep our wealth low. We can also open up this ancient danger pretty quickly. Alright, so our best social pawn, I put an S in front of their name. They're a little hurt, banged up, but it's fine. Unless I mine out that. Yeah, it might. Alright, so we don't have anything that they want. So even if we wanted to trade for them, we couldn't. We could game the game by shooting this pawn to get all this good stuff. Man, that is some good stuff. Alright, let's do it. Let's game it. So we're going to do this because these are the purple house. Our faction is neutral. You can go ahead and shoot one of their animals for a little bit, and it's going to give you negative faction with them. But as long as you keep it above a certain level. Nice try, Tryfin. Alright, they're still okay. We need to do another shot. So we only went down to negative 14. Nice try. Nice try. 18 hours. That's close. We might need one more shot. I think we need one more. Gaming the game. Hey, Shireton. Welcome in. How dare you game the game? Alright. Now he's going to die. And we're going to get all those wonderful drugs that are on him. So he'll get downed. And then we can take over. So if you're playing this Naked Brutality and you only keep one pawn, my new favorite style of playing that is having them take Luciferium. Taking Luciferium ensures that when you get malaria or anything like that, you're going to recover from it no problem. So we'll set that up. We'll have Tryphon be on the Luciferium. 13 Luciferium is pretty nice. You need to take Luciferium every 6.66 days. Yeah, I was keeping wealth low and then look at us. Also, we're going to have Penoxycycline for the two of us. And thirdly, Wake Up. I have really started liking using Wake Up. It's very nice. Then our pawns don't need to sleep. So we'll also be doing wealth management that way. Go Juice is another really strong one to use too. But you get a risk of using them every single time you take them. And if you end up getting the addiction, then you gotta let them come off the addiction. And it takes a while. Alright, we got our stuff. So Tryphon, you are now going to get some Luciferium. You're already taking the Penoxycycline. So the way that I make it so that Tryphon's going to be able to get access to the Luciferium is by going into the managed drug policy. I'm using our social drugs, which is what they're going to come in with. I copy it, and I change that one to Lucy. And then I say, carry one Luciferium on you. And now he's going to carry around the Luciferium, because I'm going to change his assignment to Lucy. And I can even tell him to carry a couple, just in case he's going on a long mission. No, the healing the animal doesn't get you anything back. So we're going to let it die so that we get the food from it. And then we're going to get our Wake Up. We're going to use that as we need it. So I'm not using it right now because we're almost up to sleep. But we're going to start using Wake Up instead of sleeping for a little while. Did you take any Penoxycycline? You did. You did. And we're going to let them carry some Penoxycycline on it too. So right now that's set to take it every 5 days. Manage Lucy every 5 days. They still might do that. You never know. Alright, so Alpaca's dead. Now we'll be able to harvest it. We also got a bunch of gold or silver from them. Tryphon is a super pawn now. Blood filtration is 170%. Pawn 2 dropped out of the sky right over here. Somewhere. I think it was right here. That's where they got their cracked butt. And I said early on that we were going to try and make this a solo pawn run unless we got S tier. Reason we kept him is because he had crafting 14. He was also a really good shot. If he didn't come down like that, we would have just let him go. Yep. So, I talked about that early on. When I start Naked Brutality, I either start with the intentions of recruiting a large group or keeping it small. For this run, we're going to keep it small. So we're only accepting in really, really, really good pawns. You're still sleeping. Oh. He's sleeping only because he doesn't have any other work to do. So we're going to set 4. so that he does other things that are 3. Which we need a research bench made. And what are we missing? We're missing wood. We need to go out and chop some wood. The human leather hat. I love the name. Welcome in. What's the least amount of pawns that I've made it off the world with? Oh. Around 10. I am planning on doing another one where we only have 3 pawns again. I played it over multiple times and I got it really, really close. So we'll be doing another one of those. Alright, so we're not going to let them sleep anymore. They're going to be taking caffeine pills instead. And we're going to call it wealth management. With 2 pawns, we really could go up near 20,000 and still be okay with using just traps. It would be nice to have a couple more traps though, so we're going to extend that down. Yep, we still need some more trees. Alright, so take some wake up. Take some... Oh, you don't even need wake up, jeez. So the wake up also gives them better stats as well. Global work speed 50%. Moving 10%. Consciousness 10%. Go chop some more. The Great Cornholios. Oh boy. Okay, so we could open this up. It's going to give us more wealth. So we'll hold off on that. Although we can move in there. Any more threats? So this part of the game now is just researching. So we've basically stabilized our colony. We did plant some cotton, but Tryphon's a nudist, and we've actually assigned him to be a nudist. So we got 1 pawn that came in with clothing. It made it really easy. So if Tryphon is super happy because he's a nudist. Oh, we're sweaty in here. 86. All right, so let's go temperature control. That's all we needed. Yes, playing with the drum set. Right, let's harvest a little bit more medicine just in case we need it. Instead of sleep, are you still... Okay, go for it. He's up playing chess. And you're going to take some wake up also? All right, back to research. Gaming the game. Their need for comfort's going down because we're not letting them sleep. In fact, Tryphon, why are you sleeping? You don't need sleep. Wake up. We're going to build some chairs. We already started with chairs because we're doing just the regular naked brutality. We didn't start tribal naked brutality. So now the comfort's going up. Perfect. We could also put a chair there. Really don't need it. He's only there really quick, but we could do it. Research smithing. Get some nice bolties. We could also set up a nice little compound which would keep us safe. We are playing against Cassandra, so we could figure out her schedule. We're going to avoid that. We're pretty much set up well to handle whatever comes through. We're sleeping. I think we're okay to take some again. There is a chance every single time we do this that they're going to get addicted to it. So if we look at it, there is a overdose chance, and there's also a addiction chance. Where is that? So 2% every single time we take it. Nah. So what happens if we get raiders right now is I just need to pop the door open. Another strategy we could do instead of that, Mad Pedro, is we could set our silver to be kept there. You got me in the run? Heck yeah. Are you doing naked brutality right now, Bamberg? Hopefully I have a good death. Or I get launched off the planet. Alright, you guys really don't need to sleep. Wake up. We gotcha. You're fine. Just keep researching. So this isn't how I would standardly play, but you know, when life gives you drugs, you take them. Wait, I don't think that's the message. Don't listen to me, kids. When you're on a Rimworld and life gives you drugs, that's when you take them. Yes. With random people and losing is fun. Heck yeah. Right on. We got all these boomalope around us. Hopefully they don't blow up on us. So we could just kind of build a little area here. And I think we're going to do that. So we're going to... We only have wood right now. We have 2 ancient dangers here. One there, one there. Let's go ahead and set up a bench. Drugs. When life gives you drugs, take them. And we're good. Go for it. Take it. Overdose. That's part of the chance. A little bit of an overdose. Now he's taking a nap. major drug overdose. I don't think there's anything we could do with that. Let's take a just quick... Yeah, okay. There's nothing we could do. Just gotta recover. And we're up. And I'm a semi-good pawn. What are my traits? Yeah, we could do self-tend. We're medic 1. And we need a little bit more to build that. I am got a little bit of concern that these boomalopes might turn on us. We might get a game event where it sends all the boomalopes. And with us having wood, that would not be great. So getting this would dramatically increase our chances of survival. Oh, we need a little steel. Alright, and we've got what nearby? Granite. So we're going to load a bill for granite. Then we're going to just something like this will be plenty. Plenty for us. Take it for granted. Alright, time for the granite wall. We'll put a door down here and a door up there. That'll be enough. But we still have a high risk of these guys being our next raid. So one thing we could do... let's see, are you upset? Yeah, so we're not taking Luciferium, or not taking Wake Up for them right now. You, on the other hand, take it. But what we're going to do is we're going to get a spot to shoot at to get these guys away from us a little bit. Alright, now if we get at least raided by them, we have a chance to get indoors. Ecologist, 4+ plants, 4+ animals, 20% harvest yield, 20% butcher efficiency with this, double passion in plants and animal 8 single passion social. Heck yeah, great pawn. Animal and plants. It's a modded trait, gotcha. Recreation's complete. Ryfin, why don't you get some recreation in? Alright, the boomalope aren't near us anymore. We'll get rid of those extra sleeping spots. Just so I don't forget them. Fire! Burning away from us. Once we get this done, we'll replace these walls. Ryfin, do you need to sleep anymore? Nope. Grab it. How about you? You can grab it too. Wake up. Oh, we got our first wake up addiction. So that's a little bit of a bummer, but easy to deal with. So Tryphon's just going to carry around all of them. So to get them to be able to carry them, I have to go into the drug policy. And I have to say, hold at least one. And now Tryphon can just carry all of them. And I'm going to become a royal. Nice. Alright, so this guy's going to have a mood problem in a little bit. They're going to be addicted for 11 days. They come that big of a problem. This was intended to be a solo run. They can just die. No big deal. But we're going to put them on recreation the whole time. Lower our chances of that happening. And we're also going to take less of it while we only have one pawn. Just because we don't want to die the whole run to lose. So Tryphon is now going to go back onto his regular schedule of sleeping. Okay, now we can do this two ways. We can be a little risky with it. And I think we're going to go that route. We're going to be a little risky. Because it's more fun. So there's a chance we could get raided right now. We also have a yard, so we can do our yard zone that we set up earlier. All right, we have a yard. We can do compound. Yeah, not with the rain. The rain really affects your shooting abilities. And the game is very good at doing that. So when you get overextended doing too many things at once, the game's very good at smacking you. Like giving you malaria and then sending in a raid or something like that. So now we can do these walls. But we're going to go the safer route this time. Yep, we're going to build double wood walls, and then we're going to build granite walls right next to them. So this is the safer route. We are doing granite. Nope, this is the strategy that I wanted to do. Risk assessment. All right, here's our second raid. They're attacking immediately. 2 pawns. We got a shooter, just those 2. So we are going to take our 2 shooters, put them right here. If the shooter comes across first, we're going to get our shots off and then run right in. We're going to keep this door propped open though. So the strategy here is we want them to run through our traps. Hopefully the guy with the knife is not nimble. They're tough, so they're going to get through these. So we're going to need to shoot at them and then run out this door. So we're going to hold this door open as well. This guy is more than likely going to die. Let's see. Fast walker. So they're getting there first. If we get a shot on, get in. All right, retreat. We're going to separate. Kite. Alright, now we just gotta go after that other one. So either one of you good at melee? Not really, but you're a better shot, so you go after them. Into yourself, all done. Let's put a spot for the bodies. Critical corpse, human-like. Where'd you go? Carry, good. We need to carry that one next. And then we also need to get traps put back up. But we have, it's Cassandra, we have a little while. Nope, we're not going for you right now. That's true, we could do a grave. That is a good call. Let's put the grave... right there's fine. Yeah, we should have just done 2 graves, to be honest. You can't build that. Strifen can, though. Alright. Close that door. Close that door. It's 91 degrees. Close the door. Go ahead and clean the room. Alright, we have 1 trap. We're not going to get any big raids at the moment. I'm going to go use the restroom and grab some coffee. So I'm going to just take a little break here. I'll be